Alright there, Geardos. In this video I'm going to show you what I did to dye a tan JayJay's day sack. Well, why would I want to do that for a start? Tan's a perfectly good colour, I can hear you crying out there in weirdo land. Yeah, it is, but I just didn't like it, to be perfectly honest. So I kind of wanted it to be olive green. I haven't dyed it yet. This is done in sort of sequential order. This is the beginning of it. Hopefully I'll come out with something sort of olive green or maybe even foliage green, that sort of military grey green. If I can, that'd be awesome. If it doesn't work, well, yeah, it'll be what it is, won't it? So to give you an idea what the JayJay's day sack looks like in tan, this is it. I had to do it like that because I've already washed the day sack. So this is the tan day sack. It's a little bit darker than what you normally would expect it to be, the fabric, because it's still damp. I put it in a wash first to get rid of that in the washing machine, just on a quick rinse, just to get rid of any surface dirt or grease or anything like that which will affect the dyeing. It shouldn't do because it's brand new, but you know what, it took half an hour, so it's not like I was doing it by hand or anything like that. I put it in the washing machine. The recommendation is to do that, so you know, if you're going to do it, I would recommend you to do that. Prior to this, I've had a good look on YouTube and things like that. There's quite a few people that are dyeing nylon and failing. All right, now traditionally I've tried to dye nylon before in the past with other dyes, Dylon being one of them, and it don't work. It basically hasn't worked because it works best for natural fibers, Dylon. So I've gone for a different kind of dye. This one says it'll dye nylon and polyester and things like that. This is the RIT dye. I ordered it off eBay. I think it's £5 a bottle. I'm going to mix two colours, apple green and a dark brown. Okay, I'm going to use the full apple green and half the apple brown. All right, wrong, dark brown, and see what I end up with. But it'll go onto that tan colour there. So if it comes out olive green, great. If it don't, it don't. Now, preparation wise, I have rinsed it through and give it a clean. I've also took out the back padding, which comes out of the pouch at the back there. You know, you just slide that out. I don't need that in the dye either. I took off as many plastic buckles as I could. I believe that the RIT dye will dye plastic buckles, so I've removed as many little bits as I could. That meant I had to cut off these little Velcro ties that stop the buckle from sliding through. That hasn't bothered me too much. I've cut all those off, removed as many of these as I could, the sternum strap off the chest and all that, and I've wrapped the buckles that are staying on the day sack because they're physically sewn on and I can't remove them. I've wrapped those up in electrical tape. Now, if it keeps the dye off, it keeps the dye off. If it don't, it's an experiment that you don't have to worry about later because you know how it works, eh? Right? So that's my preparation, and just taped up those bits, took off what I could, and the rest is all just going to go in and hopefully it'll come out one even colour. A lot of the failures on it on YouTube, to me, look like, firstly, they've not measured any of the ingredients that they're throwing in. It sounds madness, but various fabrics either use salt or vinegar as an additive to the dye. Nylon apparently uses vinegar. And it says 1 cup. Now there's a guy on there going, well, I don't know what 1 cup is, so he threw a whole bottle in, and guess what, it didn't work. You know, so I mean, it's a bit, some of them are asking for it. A lot of them are not keeping the heat going throughout the dyeing process, so I've worked out a Heath Robinson way. I'm going to use what I could find, a galvanized tub. It was the only one I could find that didn't have an hole in. I've got lots of galvanized tubs that have all got holes in, all right, except this one, so it's got to be this one anyway. There's a galvanized tub, and I'm going to get it, keep it warmed up throughout the dyeing process with a camping stove. All right, so that may or may not work. I don't know. I saw a woman doing it with she had an electric stove and a huge, great stainless steel pot, which was really quite good, and she was dyeing in there, and she had very good results. So hopefully, I'll have something similar, but I don't know. Anyway, that's enough for the intro on what I had to do to the day sack. We'll go outside and see what happens next. Yeah, slight problem. The only metal container got an hole in it. Right, so we're a couple of days gone from the intro that I just filmed. I've managed to patch up the hole in the galvanized tin there. Look, that's where it was leaking. It got bent and there was a leak in the weld. So I filled that with some epoxy and sweepings up off my workbench. Hopefully there's enough metal in it that it'll toughen that epoxy up. So I'm boiling a shit ton of water up in the kitchen, bringing it out to the tub and keeping it warm with the camping stove. So I'm going to add the dye now. That's 1 complete bottle of the RIT apple green. There you go. Give that a quick zudge around because there's a bit left in it. Probably should have shook that out, shouldn't I? Anyway, that's all the apple green. And I seen a guy again on the internet, an American fella. He mixed up half dark brown with a full bottle of apple green, and it looked all right. So I'm going to try that. Half a bottle of dark brown. There you go. Very roughly half a bottle. Okay, and the instructions on the outside of the bottles call for a cupful of vinegar. So there's a cupful of vinegar. I don't say what size cup, it's just a cup. All right. The cups are available from Peach's Pottery. My daughter makes those. Check that out, Peach's Pottery, if you're interested. Very good standard of mugs. Other mugs are available. All right, so that's the vinegar in there. Give that a bit of a stir. I ain't got any particular sort of special spoon for this. It's just a metal rod I found in the scrap heap. Right. Now the drama I've got really is that the day sack more or less completely fills my pot because I haven't got a proper boiling vessel. But we're going to see. Now, I've got that in there and it's taken up quite a bit of room, but I think there's going to be enough room to keep poking at it and moving it around. The instructions say that I should be moving it around in the dye for about 30 minutes, and I'm planning on leaving it in there for the maximum time it recommends of 60 minutes. Whether I can be bothered to keep moving that around in the dye for 30 minutes remains to be seen, but that's what I reckon I'm going to do. So that's 10 to the hour. I'll keep looking at my watch and seeing what we've got, but at the minute it's gone under the dye all right. Might need a brick, I suppose. There's a bit of floatiness in it, if you see what I mean. It just keeps coming at the top in places, so that might need a bit of a brick or something to hold it down. But probably best if I end the video there and come back in about half an hour, really, innit? Half an hour of this would be pretty boring. So I'll come back in half an hour, all right? Okay, so that's half an hour in, and what's happened is, or it looks like anyway at present, it looks like the main fabric has taken the dye really well. The binding and the webbing and all the other sort of extra bits that are sewn onto it has not taken the dye very well at all. So potentially we're going to have a two-tone day sack type thing going on. I know some companies do that. They use different colour binding and everything to contrast it. So I might have inadvertently created something. But anyway, we'll keep going for another half hour. I'll let you know how it goes. Okay, so that's us an hour in now. I'm going to pull it out the die, and it looks like it was at 30 minutes really. It's the main fabric and the Velcro has taken quite a lot of the dye looking at it, and the binding and the web inlet is maybe taking a bit, but certainly not anything like the main body. So the instructions say I need to rinse it through a couple of times now. I'm going to bang it in a sink first, get most of the dye out that's superfluous to the actual sort of process, and then I'm going to put it in the washing machine and I've done with that. Hello, Doug. I'll let you know how we get on with that. Right then, Geardo. So the results of the dyeing test. Well, it definitely dyed. All right, so here's the day sack that we tried to make olive green, and you can see we've got a partial success. All right, the cordura, the main body of the fabric of the day sack, has taken the dye exceptionally well, and it's now a really strong deep green, almost a bottle green, sort of a, might call it a Royal Irish or a Rifles green. Okay, but none of the other bits and pieces apart from Velcro, the Velcro look, has taken the dye just as well as the fabric. But everything else, the webbings, the binding and the mesh and the buckles, I've not taken any of the dye. I'm happy with the buckles, but the mesh could have done a bit better, couldn't it? The paracord, just to wind me up, the paracord is a beautiful olive green colour when it was tan when we first started. But unfortunately, the day sack is not olive green or foliage. What I was after was something similar to my armour. All right, so if you contrast the armour with the day sack, it's not quite, is it? So that's a bit of it's not a failure, because clearly it's worked, but it's not worked how I'd intended. Okay, so that might be we're going to do a part 2, how to spray up with camouflage paint or camouflage coloured paint your day sack. All right. Again, just to wind me up a little bit further, once I'd done the dyeing of the day sack, I had plenty of dye left, so I thought, right, well, we'll start going around things that need changing colour. So this was a pair of 511 shorts. Okay, I've had them years, worn them, you know, they were completely sun faded out. They were very, very, very pale tan, and they showed every single mark. So I dyed them a little bit darker, which they've taken a bit of dye and they look different. But again, just to give you an idea how different fabrics take dye different, this is on the same garment, the inside of the 511 shorts. We've got a pocket lining there that's gone really kind of green. We've got the fabric of the shorts themselves, which are a nice sort of tan, and then we've got a pocket lining that hasn't taken any dye at all. All right, and that's all on the same garment. Luckily that's inside and you don't notice it. So my shorts have taken a bit of a brown tinge to them. And really annoyingly, I'd got this, again, a really, really pale tan sort of bedside carpet or bath mat or something like that. And it was really pale tan, and it took every single mark. Well, that's gone, an absolute cracking forest foliage type, yeah, foliage, not forest, sack that, foliage type green. It looks really good next to my armour. So I've got a really good bath mat that matches my armour. Yeah, that's annoying, isn't it? Yeah, so I think we'll do a part 2, how to spray up a day sack. Thanks for watching, Geardos. If you've had any successes with dyeing your equipment, let us know. I think I need to alter the amount of dye in the water, but I ain't got the sort of patience to keep going with that. I think we'll, unless something else crops up, we'll spray it up. Anyway, dyeing, it's a drama. Cheers for watching, Geardos. Catch you later.